searching for her cheating husband. Investigators say she went to the home looking for her husband, who was in a relationship with another woman. Police say she got into an argument with the other woman, then tried to force her way into the house.
It's your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 Times, and I'm back with another episode of Hood Tales. In this video, let's take it to Nashville, Tennessee, to discuss the story of Keiona Wilson, a woman whose search for answers of her husband's alleged infidelity ended in tragedy after pulling up to the side chick's house. But before we get into this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss any future uploads. Also, this video is sponsored by me, Mrs. Tony 2 Times, and my YouTube channel. Make sure you check it out. Look out for the link to it in the comments. Stay tuned until the end of the video to hear the full story. Everything in this video is alleged. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. In the early morning hours of August 25th, 2025, a tragic confrontation in Nashville, Tennessee ended with a 42-year-old woman named Keiona Wilson losing her life. What began as a heated argument between a wife and her husband's alleged girlfriend turned fatal inside a home on Scalf Drive. This story is not just about love and betrayal. It's also a cautionary tale about what happens when emotions take over and situations spiral out of control. According to Metro Nashville Police, Keiona suspected that her husband, Amadeo Wilson, was spending the night with another woman, 42-year-old Keosha Greer. Early that morning, around 5:45 a.m., Keiona drove to Keosha's home, and sure enough, behind the house, she spotted her husband's car. Using her key, she moved it to the front, probably as a signal that she was there and not leaving until she got the answers she came for. Keiona then knocked on the door, but instead of answering, Keosha responded over the home's surveillance system speaker. What followed was a heated back and forth. Both women argued whether Amadeo was inside. The tension only grew worse with every word. At some point, Keiona allegedly tried to force her way inside. That's when Keosha fired a shot through the storm door. The bullet missed Keiona, but the situation had just escalated to a dangerous level. Somehow, Keiona still managed to get into the home, and once inside, the two women began to physically fight. During the struggle, Keosha pulled the trigger a second time. This time, Keiona was hit in the abdomen. Even after being wounded, Keiona didn't collapse right away. She got into her husband's car and drove a short distance before spotting an officer outside the Madison precinct. In desperate need of help, she flagged the officer down. Police rushed her to Skyline Medical Center, but despite their efforts, Keiona succumbed to her injuries. She leaves behind 3 children. As of now, detectives are still investigating the incident. After consulting with the district attorney's office, no charges have been filed against Keosha at this time. Authorities say a decision will be made after reviewing all evidence, including whether Keosha's claim of self-defense holds up in court. But it's also important to note that Keosha Greer has a lengthy criminal history and is a convicted felon. That record could weigh heavily as investigators determine her credibility and whether her use of fatal force was justified. Just 5 years ago, Keiona was wishing her husband a happy anniversary. They seemed to be a happy couple, seemingly in love with each other. We can only speculate what happened to the marriage for it to come to this. What were the recent dynamics of their marriage? Were they separated? Were they still together? Was infidelity always an issue? Was divorce not an option? News of the shooting has sparked conversations online and in the community. Some argue that Keosha had the right to defend her home. Others say Keiona's actions, while emotional, didn't justify the outcome. But everyone agrees on one thing. This was a tragedy that didn't need to happen. May Keiona Wilson rest in peace. My condolences to her family. Keiona was a mother of 3, and now her children are left to live without her, while her husband, the man at the center of it all, walks away untouched by the confrontation that cost her life. This is a cautionary tale about what happens when emotions, betrayal, and pride collide. If Keiona had only made a choice to let it go. I know it's easier said than done when you feel hurt and disrespected. But in the end, is it really worth it? I'm sorry, but pulling up to someone's house to incite conflict puts you at risk of losing your life, even if you feel like they did you wrong. Too often we see women and men crash out over their spouses or significant others. They allow anger, jealousy, and heartbreak to push them into dangerous situations where no one truly wins. Because in the end, the person you're fighting for often isn't worth the ultimate price. Keiona lost her life. Keosha may lose her freedom. And 3 children lost their mother, all because of a love triangle turned fatal. Let this story be a reminder: walking away is always the better option. Fam, I'd like to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Was this self-defense, or did Keosha take things too far? And what lessons should people take away from this case? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. All right, fam, that's it for this episode of Hood Tales. Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, consider liking and sharing. Subscribe for more stories like this and for the stories behind the headlines, because behind them all are lives forever changed. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times. Until next time.